Hello, hello, hello. So, I am going to finish the last page of my art journal. I'm thinking do some stamps here. Let's see. What do I want to do? Some mushroom in here at all? Hang on. Okay. Hello, 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 hello. Nope. So, I'm going to do a little layout in here of my mushroom house. Okay. A little foliage. And gotta have a girl. Hello, Tina. Hello, Stephanie. How are you? Let's see. What gal do I want? How are you, ladies, this is evening? Let's do the square head person. There we go. I had such a headache earlier that I took a bath, relaxed, laid in bed and fell asleep till about half an hour ago. Yeah. So I missed, I don't know, everybody's lives tonight. I don't know if anything happened exciting in the world either. The world could have went boom. I'd have slept through it. I was out solid. I must have needed it. I mean, I had a very long weekend. So the body probably said, you need to sleep, because I didn't sleep good the whole weekend. Really. Oh, excuse me. Oh, it was, the grandkids were fine. The weekend was long because on Friday, Diamond and Sam dropped off Riley Rue at about 11 o'clock a.m. And then they left, and they were 4 hours away from us, which isn't really bad because it's 4 hours. It's not nothing, really, think about it. Scott went and got the other two oldest ones, Allie and Coda, at 2:30. And then I want to say about 6:30, Diamond did a Facebook Live. I was so busy Friday with Rue occupying her that I didn't even look at Facebook. The world could have went on Facebook and YouTube that I want to know. And I had kids. That's how busy my weekend was. That I didn't get a chance to really watch anybody's. I did get to sit down and do the Defy Hop because I had my tablet and I was in the living room watching Ferdinand. I don't know how many times with kids. But back to what I was saying. So Diamond went Facebook Live when he went over the Mackinac Bridge in Michigan so the kids could see. And then once they were over the bridge, we ended the live. They went to dinner. They were about 3 miles going back over the bridge, going back to their B&B. And all of a sudden, the truck started acting up. They heard a clunky sound. And Sam's steering was all funky. They pulled over, and it was the wheel bearing went out. So they babied it the rest of the 16 miles to the B&B. So they didn't leave it on. There were 16 miles. Couldn't get a hold of a tow truck driver, nothing. They didn't have Uber up there. They didn't have any cabs up there. So they put their four-way flashers on, babied it. A state trooper showed up, and he followed behind them, got him back to the hotel. Diamond said that was very interesting. He just pulled up alongside of us. We pulled over, and he told us to keep going. Hi, Tanya. So they got back to the B&B. The nearest parts store from them was two and a half hours away. So they called us immediately. They're called Scott. And so Scott the next day went and got the parts. He had to go to the grocery store for me. So he had to go to the grocery store for me. Did that. Ran to Diamond and Sam's to get all Sam's winter clothing and stuff. And something else. I don't know. He had a list. I have no clue. Whatever. Did that. It took Scott 7 hours to get by Diamond and Sam versus 4 hours because he hit a blizzard. By the time he got up there, it was almost 11 o'clock at night. Saturday. So then on Sunday, they get up. They take the crafting on a budget. They get up. They take the tire off, start working on a truck, and realize that the bolts are so rusted that they have to saw them off, and they have to replace the bolts. They had to run to the parts store to get 4 bolts. That was 2.5 hours away. They called the parts store, and by the time they would have got to the parts store, they would have been closed. Sam explained the situation. The guy at the parts store said he would stay until they got there. So they ran all the way 2.5 hours from St. Agnes to St. Marie. Diamond said she waved at Canada. Got to the parts store. Scott said, we'll take 8 bolts. Got the 8 bolts. Scott said they did do a little detour and checked out the slew locks while they were there so Sam could see them because Sam's never been up there. The whole reasoning for this whole weekend to go up there is because Sam's never been there. So to get back to the hotel or the B&B, I keep saying hotel, but it's bed and breakfast thing they stayed at. And they got at the tire. Diamond called me 9:30 Sunday my time, which is 10:30 their time, and that's when they were finally leaving on their way home. But at least the good thing, on the way back, the weather was good. They didn't have a blizzard, so they were pretty much 4.5 hours, and they were back here. I had a very long weekend, because usually when I have all 3 kids, I make it where Scott's home. So I had all 3 kids by myself. And I tell you, I have come to realize with my grandson, of course, my grandchildren are perfect angels anyways, but that child, you don't hear a peep from him from about 7:30 till about 3:30. At 3:30, he is just a ball of energy. I said, he is definitely school mode child where he's got to be well behaved, but as soon as that bell rings, man, and it don't matter. I said, I was so exhausted. More than they admitted it. Diamond and Sam and Scott. They said I look more exhausted than they did when they got here on Sunday. Finally. Which was actually Monday. Because it was after probably 11:30, quarter to mid-12 before they got here to pick up the kids. Because I couldn't get none of them to fall asleep. They were just wound up that Mommy and Daddy were coming and I gave up. But so I didn't get much sleep even Monday night. We are nearly stuck in a nasty weather this past week. Yeah, Texas has got hit, hey? Somebody told me that. I think I saw pictures or I read that somewhere. But it's been a long weekend. Then she comes in today because she had taxes. So I had the kids for a few hours while they went and did their taxes. Hey, Mom, can you watch the kids on the 27th? And I looked at her and I'm like, excuse me. Well, her and Sam's son, her and Sam won hockey tickets. I gave her this look, and I'm like, thanks for asking your mother if she want. I said, how many tickets you win? 4. I'm like, well, how did I say it? Thank you for asking your mother if she'd like to go watch hockey. I didn't know like you like hockey. I said, I like hockey more than I like damn football. So now I'm going to see a hockey game. Unless she can't find a sitter that. Well, I told her she wanted me to watch Riley. Because she was going to take Allie and Coda. But then she thought about, what about Leah? So when she messaged Leah's like, I don't want to go to hockey. Sue, if she can find a different sitter, me and Scott are going to go see hockey with the kids. Instead of the kids going, me and Scott going to make it an adult night. Oh, I didn't know that. But I am like so glad. I told Scott, I looked at Scott. You walk on my counter in my kitchen right now, and it's all cups. Because I use paper plates all weekend. So it's cups. And because I walked out yesterday, looked at the counter, went, nah. And I was so tired yesterday today. I was also tired today. Plus I got this damn cold. And by the time I woke up, because Scott's on nights, so I didn't sleep good last night. First night, Scott's not next to me. 3 nights in a row. But I looked at the counter today and I went, So me and Allie did the dishes together when she was here. She helped me. And Riley. Because I started doing when I totally forgot I was having the kids for them to go do taxes. All of a sudden they shut up and I'm like, what's up? And they're like, I'm like, taxes? I'm like, oh God, I forgot. So I was in the middle of doing my dishes, so the girls helped me do the dishes today from this weekend, which were, I said to Scott, I go, each one of my grandkids got a cup. Each one of my grandkids got a ceramic cup and then a regular like juice cup. That every time they went to, because my grandkids love milk and, oh, no, I can't remember. What's it called? It's a tea. Ginseng, whatever it is. We make it all the time. But every time they make it, they used another cup. I said to Scott, I guess all my cups needed to be washed for some reason. He started laughing at me. Oh, cool. Testament I bought, so there it is. So, reminder, I have a sale tomorrow. It's stamps and dies, 7 o'clock Central Standard Time. USA's only. Sorry if anybody's watching that's not from the USA. It's just too hard these days to ship out. So what I'm doing, so I'm going to be coloring this. It's my last page from my art journal. Hang on. Oh, this thing. How did I look at it? I got to fix that. Come on. I started this art journal in December. I'll start from the beginning. And what I like about my art journal, you have to understand, I do it 2 ways. Some days I kind of, do a little spread, right? Like you can see here, these are through December. I did every day in December in here. So I wrote about that particular day, what was going on, kind of did a picture. And I don't draw, so if you see like this, I printed that. And then, I write about it. This is a stamp image I have. And I just casually do it. This I actually did. I'm very proud of this. Because I actually painted that. I'm very proud of that. The trees and the whole 9 yards. I think that looks damn good. Little birdhouses. My birds could be in a little bit better, but I am really proud of those trees. And then I just have like DIY day. So there's just little layouts. And then I write about it. Or you'll see in a second. Like our pajama party at Diamonds or, gift exchange. Had Vertigo. So I wrote Vertigo. Scream because it lasted that long. And I may not do it that particular day. That particular day it happened, I had go through and I just do it. So, but then you see me lights cleaning, and then December 24th is Christmas Eve at my house, so that's why there's a little family. And the elf on the shelf went back up to the North Pole, and then Christmas Day I went to Diamond and Sam's and I wrote kind of around it, and then I did her, and then you'll just see me create. Just I don't write nothing. I just create something. My ugly gal. You'll see where I just did a layout and I wrote. Now, what's good about this is you can't read it. Nobody will ever be able to read this. Not at all. Diamond. I asked Diamond, read that, and she's like, I can't read that shit. Sorry, my language. And that's what I wanted. Because actually, this was about Diamond. Her and I had a disagreement, and this was perfect. That's me wanting to scream. This is me, And then I did Funky Lady. I've been dating Inauguration Day, except I thought I want President Joe Biden, Vice President Kamala Harris, first woman to become vice president. That's why I did this. I thought it was the thing in history to remember. So if my grandkids look back in this, they can go, what? First woman. That's the whole, that's because I'm not a Biden fan. So, but I thought I wanted to put something in here so they knew about it because it is a journal. So that's why I did that. And I just do little layouts. And this, this is all writing. All that, you'll never be able to read what that says. Because I wrote underneath it what was going on. And then I wrote another color going across it. So it makes it like a cool background. But you'll never be able to read that. And then it says, here's a straw, suck it up and get over it and move on. Same here. You can't read it. But this journal is to express myself. I have fun doing it. But I don't want, especially if I write something bad about my children that day, I don't want them reading it after I'm gone. It's to express myself. And then you see me just do a layout. And then this was about this weekend. And now it's just layouts. And then this right here, BMA had found this unsolved case files game at Honor Conventures, and she photocopied it, and so many people could join. And I thought it was fun. Matter of fact, I got a mini one I have to work on. So I was very close to solving it on my own. Can't say though, because not everybody's done. So I did a layout. And then these were new goals for myself. I did. And then just a layout. Another funny layout. And we are to the last page. And that's what I'm going to do, a little mushroom layout because nothing special. And I got a new one. Came in the mail yesterday. I bought this one. It's this type. I've had herbs before. So I went with a delusion. But I will say I've done more journaling in the year 2020 than I did in a long time. A very long time. Because, I'll show you. I don't remember where I put them. Did I put them up? Because I did take the Diane Riley's delusion classes. Where did I put them? Oh my god, I got this phone. That's my same book. That's what I need. Oh. I really got to organize things. Things are falling out at me. See. Oh, I have to finish this one. That's my problem. Is I start one, I don't finish. Where is that? It's gonna bug me. Oh. Ouch. Oh, I forgot I had that. I'll put that in my sewing book. Look at the things you discover you forget you have. I don't know where I put them. Oh, man. Well, I don't know. But I have ones like this. I gotta put this away. That are the small ones from Diane Rivalry Delusion. Hi, Jennifer. Where I did every day. Every day. Look at that. I have this set up and I don't have it done. I may actually start this one next versus this one. But see, I don't like these small ones because I can't do much on them. But I have ones like this that I actually did the whole month of April, the whole month of May, the whole month of June. And then I stopped. But now I've been doing more art journaling wise. I don't know where I put them. I probably stored them. So this is the last page in this one. I should get like a storage little box just to stick them all in. So I'm going to color this and then I'll do a little layout. But I like doing the art journaling aspect of it, where you can draw your feelings or just draw, create an image and just draw around it. And I learned that. And fix this right here. There we go. This one, this way. Oops. Right here, where you write and then you keep writing over and over it so nobody can read it. I learned that in a Diane Rivalry classes back in April or May. And it's so therapeutic. It's the best way I can tell you. Very therapeutic to just, they can sit there and squint their eyes and maybe make out one word. Because another key thing too when you do this is you write this way, say I'm writing this way, and then I'll get up to this corner. I'll go and turn my book this way, so I write this way, and then I go this way, and then I'll turn my book back this way or this way. So none of it is in order when you go on a page. So maybe I started here, and then I went across there. But then I went up here. And then I got to this corner. And then I went this way. And then I'm turning this as I'm going. So the writing could be upside down. You'll never see it. So you'll never make it out. But it's very therapeutic to just do it. And my other ones, I'm going to bug me. Hang on. I think I know where I put them. 1 second. Where did I put them? How's that one? That was really bad. I'm putting them all together. Oh, I really got to get them all together because I don't where my other delusion ones are. See, this is March 2020 to 2021. And I just kind of not so much writing in this one. But my other, like, see, here's some writing. But my other delusion ones, I told Diamond of all the stuff that I have when I'm gone and they're going through my craft space. Nope, that's not them. I'm gonna have to find them. That's gonna bug me today. I said of all the things in my craft space, when you're going through my craft room, I said when it comes to, and I pointed them out so she knows. Like if she comes across this and she throws it away, she throws it away, you know. But my other ones, I go, them are the ones I want you to hang on to. Because, hi Cheryl. Yeah, it does exactly, Steph. The other ones I did. I wish I knew where I put them. See, you know what I'm going to be doing after this when I get off? I'm going to be organizing and finding them because I'm going to put them all in one little spot. But I told Diamond, of everything in his craft room, when it comes to the day when I'm long and gone and you're cleaning out and you're going through my craft room, and remember I told you 2 things. She's like, what? Don't let your dad sell the stuff for what he thinks I paid for it. And she giggled, and I said these, and I had them in my hand because they're in a delusion, covers the whole 9 yards. You can tell them out. I said because these right here is everything from pretty much when Donald Trump went on the news and said we were in lockdown. We had to stay in place, stay at home, and all that when it first started. I did it every day. All the way up to, I bet you, July or August. I went that far in there because I didn't, I am such family orientated. Not seeing my grandchildren, it put me in a depression, a big time depression. Not able to see them, hug them, kiss them, and yeah, it's easy to say, "Oh, I talk to them on Facebook Messenger all the time," but it wasn't the same, and it has my feelings in it, and it has like, hello. You see where I went in March to vote for our primary, where me and Scott didn't get to vote the first time since I was able to vote. How the line went around because how they changed voting here. I mean, there's a lot in there. And I told them of everything. These are what I want you to pass on. She's like, okay, Mom. I said, plus that one was a daily. I said versus like these. Those are the dailies. I daily wrote in those. Where these are just like my art journals and my frustration journals. Diamond cleans out my house when I'm gone and she throws these away. It's like, yeah, it's wonderful art I did, but if it's gone, it's gone. You know? But you never know. My grandkids might keep them. But there's days I have nothing to do in my art journal. I want an art journal, but there ain't days. It is. It was really hard. My granddaughter, my oldest granddaughter is 10 years old, and I've spent every Easter with her since she was born. And this was the first time I was literally in tears. Diamond, yeah, we went Facebook time, when Nana and Papa do the Easter egg hunt every year for the grandkids. We still did it. I had Scott go get me the quarters and the silver dollars, or not silver dollars, gold dollars, plus the $2. Because see, what we do is we have each kid have their own color eggs, because we come to realize that Coda would just pick everybody's eggs up because he didn't count. So I went color coded eggs. Each kid has a bigger egg, and then I don't remember. I'd have to count the eggs. $5 worth of eggs with quarters in. A golden egg, and then a big egg. And the golden egg has the silver dollar or the gold dollar in, and then the big egg has their $2 bills in they get from us. But that's something they come to Nana and Papa's house to do. Well, it couldn't be done. So I still did it. And Sam, Diamond's husband, picked everything up on the doorstep. I bought him a case of thing. I called, and see, I was quarantined, not because I had COVID, but at the time I had bronchitis. So my doctor advised me not to go out anywhere. So it was 14 days of not leaving the house. And I remember one time I'm like, Scott, can I go with you to the grocery store? And he's like, no, you can't go to the grocery store. You can't go in the store. I'm like, I would just like to get out of the house. I'll stay in the truck. I just needed to get out of the walls. So I went to the grocery store with him, sat in the truck. He come out and he said I was so funny. Because when he opened the door, I was like, I had my hands like this, sitting on a seat, in his seat with my hands like this, going, all excited like a dog. He's like, oh my God. He goes, yeah, I need to get you out more. But yeah, I'm a homebody anyways. This is a good point here. I'm a homebody anyways. But when you are told you have to stay home, it changes the prospect of it. I was like, I don't want to stay home. It was and this was a different year for me as well. Good night, Cheryl. My grandkids used to go to school in this school district I'm in, and they would be walking here after school every day. This year, where I live, they haven't even opened the schools yet. Diamond became a full-time student. She goes to school, and she had that all planned out, and then boom. So where they live, Diamond enrolled the kids where they live because they're actually in school. They go every day except because the kids don't have school tomorrow. And I'm like, why do the kids don't have school tomorrow? She goes, I don't know. I said, isn't it the is it the third Wednesday of the month? And she goes, you're right, Mom. She goes, because every third Wednesday of the month, they don't have school and they clean the school from top to bottom. And they don't have school Wednesday and Thursday, which is so stupid, in my opinion. Dem goes, why? I said, it should be why didn't they go Thursday and Friday? So then you have a 4-day weekend. She goes, yeah, I see your point. So it was every 2 weeks they'd have a day off and they'd clean the school. Now it's every third Wednesday. So that was a change for me, not having the grandkids every day. But I have Rue on Fridays because usually Diamond's working now. So Riley's here on Fridays. But those journals help me. See, Diamond and I went, Diamond and I were supposed to be going to Minneapolis last year, April, to go see Paisley Park, Prince's home. That got canceled on us. So we're going June or July. I forgot what she told me. I just asked her that. I gotta write that down. I'm getting bad. But so they canceled, and we had the option of reserving for the following year. And Diamond reserved for the following year, and then we had first pick. Well, we were going to go on my birthday in March. I'm like, we ain't going in the middle of winter. Are you plumb crazy, girl? See, this is Mama's logic. First of all, the time frame that we would have been in Minneapolis pretty much is when the George Floyd trial's happening, for one, in March. I ain't going to go near no Minneapolis, Minnesota during that. That's going to be crazy, plumb crazy. Especially if the outcome is not what those people want. I ain't going to be in Minneapolis. Nope. So, March, still winter. I looked at her. I said that. Matter of fact, I said that to her last night. I'm like, hey, remember where you wanted to go to Minneapolis? And I said, in March, yeah. Just think if we would have went, that could have been you and I calling Sam and Dad. with your truck. And she goes, oh God. I'm like, hello, we're renting a vehicle. I said, she goes, you know, Mom, you might be right. She goes, she goes, I see your point now. I said, see, sometimes I do have logic, Diamond. I love my daughter, but sometimes she thinks she knows best more than me. But so they upgraded us for the inconvenience of not being able to go. And Diamond got a percentage of the money back, which is cool because we didn't pay. We just paid for the basic tour. Well, now we've got the $200 tour instead of the, what was it? I don't remember, $100. So now we're on a $200 tour package instead of the $100 package, which somebody told me there's not a big difference in the $100 to the other one. I guess I don't know, but so Diamond gave me that money. That was part of my birthday weekend because this is my birthday, Christmas, and Mother's Day. I didn't get much for Christmas last year from her because she was paying for this trip. Okay. Well, that's how I took my delusions class, and that's how I learned a lot of the techniques that I'm using in my art journaling because I took 4 of Diane Ragley's classes during the pandemic last year. So that was a gift from Diamond and the kids and Sam. Plus, then I think I had a sale to raise money to do the one other class. I just remember because we didn't know how things were going to be during that because Scott was the newest hire on for where he worked. We didn't know what was going to happen. I know on a teacher's conference day, the teachers at my son's school have a staff party. So I've seen the area where they have then and how they're created against parent conference day. Then they actually have a meeting with the parents. Oh, Diamond gives her you know what Diamond at the end of the year, what Diamond does? She gives each teacher her kids' teacher a bottle of wine. But so can't wait. June or July we're going out there. So July is Diamond's birthday. She doesn't want to do it during her birthday month. So I think we're going in June. I don't remember. So we're doing that. That's the summer plans. And then Scott and I are doing a hotel stay, going away in April and March. We haven't decided yet. We've talked about it. Get away for a weekend when he's off. The thing is during the pandemic, Scott went from getting 12 hours a week, 12 hours a night, 12 hours to 8 hours. It's a big chunk difference. And if people can't understand that, you know. Now he's back up to, that lasted for almost 2 months. Yep. Yar. Both me and Scott's birthdays are in March. So we usually just, I'm at the beginning of the month and he's at the end of the month. So we are going to do something in the middle of the month. And we didn't go anywhere this past summer. So when we were talking, all our bills are caught up. Hello, Nadia. I have no outstanding bills. Medical, everyday, credit card. Well, we don't have credit cards, but you know what I mean. That this tax return is ours to do what we want with. So we're going to go to a hotel, motel stay. And I laughed because we're not even telling the kids until we get there. Because Diamond made a comment, well, you and Dad never go anywhere. So we're just going to plan it. and we're not telling them. And then we're gonna call them and say, "Guess, oh, by the way, we're just gonna let you know we're out of town. Can you go check on the cat?" Because I teased Scott all weekend that he went away with me on a weekend without me. Because he took he took a picture of the room that Diamond rented for him when he got up by him at the B&B. Man, that was nice. You could tell my husband, you could tell the bed where he slept on the side of the bed because the other side was still made. For days, yeah. Yep. Scott's even taking, he's actually going to take, when we do plan a date, as soon as our tax, this is how he put me. We filed our taxes and he went in Friday. So we should have them in like 14 days. And then he says, as soon as the taxes hit the bank, and I noticed it, I'm supposed to reserve the room, figure out his work schedule, let him know, because he's going to put in, we're going to go actually for 4 days. We're going to count to Thursday, Friday, Saturday, come home on Sunday. Except I told Scott I'm going to have to let Diamond know she's going to have to find somebody to watch Riley. By the way, I can't watch Riley Friday. Why? Because I have an appointment. Oh, okay. But we ain't going to tell her why. Lucy, what the hell are you doing, you weird cat? Man, I could go to Vegas for a weekend. We could afford it too. Think about it. 4 days. But I don't like planes. But we don't know. We're just gonna go to Scott wouldn't want mine. If Hubbard doesn't take me someplace, then I'm going to strangle her. We were thinking about going to Milwaukee. Milwaukee's 3.5 hours away from us. So we have it. Sorry. Scott's brother passed away. Blood brother. They weren't actually legit brothers. Passed away 19 years ago. And we went down for the service, but we didn't, he was being cremated a couple days later, and he's in a vet's mausoleum. And we've never been there. And Scott's like, we're going to go and see his resting spot. We haven't, I said, man, I can't believe I've been to Milwaukee. I meant him. So we're thinking about going to Milwaukee and then going to the vet. Matter of fact, I already called. The lady's sending me the map because the mausoleum's open, but there's just one person that might be there. Usually the office is closed on the weekends. So the lady's going to send me a map so when we get there, we know exactly where we can go to find Hawk. That's Scott's brother. And I didn't know if we could bring flowers or anything. And she said we can. So we want to do that. Plus, I want to go to the art museum again. I haven't been there for years. Scott knew right away as soon as I said Milwaukee. He goes, "You want to go to the art museum, don't you?" And I'm like, "Yes." And I know exactly where I'm going to stay when I'm in Milwaukee. I'm going to stay in the old district. That's old. District in Milwaukee. It's beautiful. Go see our nephew who lives down there. Go see Hawk's son. And then go to the art museum. I mean, that's where I was supposed to go to school. If I went on to school, it was going to be in Milwaukee. Fine arts. I wanted to be a DJ or a teacher. Can you imagine me a DJ? Hi, you're on 101. We're going to listen to some Bon Jovi this morning. Slippery When Wet. Living on a Prayer. Can you imagine that? Yep. I don't think I got the right voice for it. But I was dumb and quit school. And here I am. Okay. Oh, your power's out again? Damn. Hey, I know how that feels. I had no power. Was it last year? For 3 days. And I laughed so hard because, yeah, Scott. I mean, I'm on a budget with our electrical company where I pay so much a month, regardless what the bill is. Probably half the people in the United States are on that program. So I actually totally paid off our light bill. Totally had. Actually, I had I think like $60 to my credit. Once I paid it, that very evening, my power went out. And I said to Scott, what the hell? I mean, yeah, we had a big storm going on. Because everybody around us had power except Scott and I. Our neighbor Tim did. The lady on the other side of our duplex did. Everybody across the street did. Had power. So we're like, what the hell? I said to Scott, I'll never forget it. I said, is this what happens when you actually pay your full light bill off? They shut you off anyways? Because no, I was like, what the hell? It's 9 o'clock at night. Well, then Sam and Diamond show up, and it is so bad, windy, raining, that they got here to pick up the kids. We had the kids when the power went off. That they couldn't see the windshield. They ended up spending the night till the next night because it was that bad. Well, we found out with the tornado. That's when a tornado went through Wisconsin. Well, me and Diamond hopped in the vehicle when the rain let off real quick because we were running a gas station real quick, getting some groceries for the, stuff for the kids to drink and stuff. And we decided to take a ride in the neighborhood. We found out every house behind us didn't have power. Well, then when we looked at, Diamond came back and she got on the little map thing. Me and Scott are the only house, and we do know why now. We do know why now because we've been an electrical company. Thought it was weird. We are on the grid behind us with the people because at one time when they built this duplex, there was no houses next to it. There were houses behind, but not next. So they just lined our duplex with the grid behind us. So we're on a whole different power grid than the houses alongside of us. But we just literally paid off our light bill. No, I got their own. We didn't go get groceries. We went to get soda for the kids, something for the kids. I just remember we went for right. Because I looked at Scott going, we just did $300 worth of grocery shopping and we have no power. So Scott went and got the generator from his dad and to plug in the refrigerator to it in the freezer. Because we literally just did a massive grocery. But I just remember thinking, man, this is what happens when you pay a light bill off fully. Because I always have a balance on my light bills. I pay it up. By the time I pay it, where I'm actually getting credits, winter happens. You don't even have grocery stores open? Wow. That's crazy. Yep. um but see, Scott and I are equipped for power outage. We do that fur trade era living history. Because I got asked, how can you survive with no power for 3 days? I'm like, oh, no big deal. Yep. Got our lanterns out from our camp stuff. Got our camp stove out. We were good to go. Because the one thing I hate about our duplex is we got electric stove. Yep. Well, and if we really wanted to, we could have went 6 houses down and went to Scott's dad's. So it's like that major. Wasn't that major? But I think it was July. I don't remember. I did videos. I'd have to go look. Because I would charge my tablet. We survived it. I want to say it was warm weather. I can't remember because we had a bitch of a time sleeping. But yeah, I think it was June or July that happened. I don't remember. It wasn't cold. I know that. But me and Scott decided if we had one more that very night. That very day, me and Scott decided that we were going to go sleep at Scott's dad's because it was really warm. Because I remember thinking, God, I can't sleep without an air conditioner on in the house one more night because it was so warm. So that we were gonna go spend the night at Scott's dad's, and the power came on that day. But we got our camp stove out. See, the thing is I have the camp stove that we put the little propane on, or I have a camp stove where you can burn wood because of our living history. We can't use that little green camp stove by that company. I don't remember. But so me and Scott were prepared. And when we do our living history, it's all about candlelight. So I'm always stocked up on beeswax candles because you have to use everything in that era. So let's put it this way. I can hook up my trailer. That was hot flashes, yeah. I can hook up our trailer and I can go become a squatter anywhere and I'm set up for good. I got a bed, I got the kitchen, I have everything. I can live off the grid like that. Except for food. Except for Scott's buckets. Oh, really? That's weird, actually. Scott bought those buckets with that food product in. I just kind of shook my head. The prepper buckets or whatever the hell they are. Yeah, that's my husband. He bought 5 of them. He wants to buy more. And then he didn't tell me he bought those prepper buckets, okay? So they were delivered, and I'm like, what the hell is this? So open it, and it's a plastic bucket with all these food in for preppers. So he got home from work today, and I'm like, what the hell? You never know, he says. So I'm like, okay, whatever. It's one of those, okay, your money, whatever. And I left it at that. Ooh. Oh. My ideal way of living off the grid, but we need our crafts. Yeah, I told Scott, yep, we'll have this set up living off the grid, and there'll be this big metal thing coming off some pole so I can still do YouTube. So we have 5 tents. We have, oh, our big tent is huge. It's huge. And the back half has a hole for a fire stove inside the tent. And then there's another hole in the front side of the tent for another fire stove so you can heat that tent. And in the wintertime, we were at a rendezvous. We slept in the back half of it, and we made the kitchen the front half of it. Because usually I have a dining fly on the outside of it. And that's where I set up the table, the kitchen, the cupboards. Well, when we do October living history, I put the kitchen inside the tent to stay warm because October's cold here. And then we have the other tent that me and Scott is just a smaller tent because Diamond and Sam took over we bought a smaller tent because I said to Scott one weekend, I said, why are we setting up this monster tent for just you and I? So we came across an opera tent, and you're talking canvas tents, guys. Canvas tents, like the old army green tents, except ours are light colored. I said to Scott, why are we putting up this monster tent for you and I? So we bought a smaller tent that's just it has our bed in. We do have a stove in there if we need to. I call it our bedroom because I said we have our camp name's Critter Camp because we always had kids. So I said we gave the homestead to the kids and we bought a cottage. And then we have the smaller tent that's like a teepee but smaller than a teepee. That you could store food in. It's you can sleep in it. But the one year how we did it is we took the big tent and we put Scott and I's little tent on the back side because each end opens, flaps. So we tied them together so that we could share heat before Scott and I got a stove for the smaller tent because it was cold, and it worked out perfect. And then we got a lean-to, which is just leans and it has two colors. I got these from Amazon, and they're called Yuzu. I think I paid what, $15 for them on right? There was a YouTube or Amazon. Matter of fact, Bima told me about it because all my colors from my Arteza are so back ordered yet that I just bought a whole new set of markers. Yep. So I could have a tent just for crafting. They were like some Black Friday on Amazon or something. Because to me, alcohol markers. They're alcohol markers. So it doesn't mean it's not. It's about the tip for me more than the name. So I mean, look at this pack. There's a lot of markers for like $15. The only thing is I don't like the case because it could be a little stiffer so the markers stay up or lay down better. I don't remember if I'm supposed to lay them down, but I never do. Because once in a while I'll pick one and I'll have the ink on this end, so I go through them and I'll switch them up. I'll put it back this direction. I wonder if but yeah, I think they were like $15. I don't remember. It's been a while. So I got them back like November. Because my Artezas are so back ordered on the refills. And I do a lot of coloring. I bet you I go through a set of alcohol markers a year. And I'm not blending on this one at all. This is just plain coloring. But when I start blending... Okay. What color do I want the door? I want it light purple. Like the top. See, this is this one is Spectrum Noir. Now, their tip, I don't know, their tip is soft. Can you tell that? I'm going to show you. And this is why I don't like Spectrum Noir markers. You can tell the difference. I'll get you a darker one so you can see. See the tip? They look the same, right? Kinda. But this one is very flexible, where this one's like stiff. This one's really soft when you go to color. There's a lot of freeness in that. Where this one, there isn't. It's very stiff. That's why I don't like Spectrum Noirs. Yeah. Store there, yeah, sideways. Yeah, that's what I think. Yeah, I was gonna say I have to store them sideways. Well, I was telling Scott, I know what I want. There's two things I want for my birthday. I want Delusion inks, because I'm almost out of my Delusion inks. And I want a marker storage thing, like a cabinet. And I don't care where, I'll have to find it. Where I can put my markers in a storage thing, and have them stacked. Like this. You know? I see them all the time. For Copics. Instead of bags. And have a plastic thing or whatever. I just have to find one that's a reasonable price and on a budget for me. Because I just mentioned that to Scott. And then you know what he said? Okay, buy yourself your birthday present when it gets close to your birthday. So I get to go birthday shopping in a few weeks. And that's what I want is my inks and a marker thing to hold my markers. Because my Artezas are in a container like this, and I actually love this. In the flap like this, so you can tell I got little things over the ones I got to replace. I do like this case for the Arteza because it lays flat. Oops. You can lay it flat or have it up. I have it laid down flat. But I want one whole side thing I can wheel to me. I want a marker caddy but they're in on a side view. Or I've moved the caddy over and they lay sideways and I can pick them up. And I put all my markers in the same caddy, whoever they're made by. New project idea. Like a wheelie cart thing. Well, if you invent something, Bima, I get some profit off that, okay? Because that's out of the wheelie cart magic marker carry. Or the alcohol marker cart. Just saying. Well, I looked. I don't remember where it was or if it was at a store. Yeah, I know they do. And I know the price of them. I've looked. And I am not paying that. That's just crazy. When I went to look into a marker caddy or covered thing or whatever you want to call it. And I was like, oh my God, I don't think so. I mean, I want it good product, reasonable price. I don't want to pay for a name just because I'm sorry to say, Jennifer, because it says Stampin' Up, because that's what you're paying for. Give me one that's reasonably priced. Because I think that was crazy. Because somebody else told me about that, and I went to look it up, and my jaw dropped. And I'm like, yep, nope, ain't happening. Nope, nope, nope. As you can see, my markers are not name brand. So why would I buy something to store my markers that's name brand? Oh. There you go, video. Vintage cocktail cart modified. Yeah, there you go. Oh, I told my husband what I wanted. I guarantee that man, he'll say, like, this color is really weird. I think it was a dud. It's supposed to be mint green, but there is no. Does that look mint green to you? That ain't no mint green to me. It looks nothing like the cover. It's crazy. I grab it all the time. I have the old 72 pencils, and they are watercolor according to video I've seen lately. I'm going to check mine out for fun of it. Oh, wow. Cool. Isn't the HSA, or not HSA, Home Shopping, yeah, HSA, Home Shopping Network, craft big thing coming up? that everybody gets all excited about every year. I have the colored pencils by Arteza. Let's see. I have a lot of Arteza products. Let's see. I have the markers, of course. I have the colored pencils right here, and they're well used and well loved. Got them. Then I got the water-based ink, small ones, like this tip, for fine detailing. Then I got these. I don't like so much. I rarely use them. They're one of my worst buys, but I'll never get my money back out of them. So I'm keeping them. I just have to find them. Hang on a second. Are these them? Yep. Ah! Dropping them all over. Dropping them. Hang on. Then I got the Arteza twill markers. And they got that. They're not what I thought they were. I'll be honest. And I got them. And I didn't care how they didn't. I wish they'd have came in a case like the rest of the stuff. They came in this plastic thing and it broke on me. So now I got them shoved in here. All these bags. So I didn't like how they came. But so them, yeah, I hardly use these. Hardly use them. There was one I bought them thinking they're one thing. Don't like them. I don't know what to. And I may sell them. I know I will never get what I paid for them. I think they're like a water based. I should do a video more. I should look them up better. I don't remember who had them, and I thought, oh, they were a little good, but yeah, they didn't work in my favor like I was hoping. I don't remember. So, no, that was probably that buy. I wish I went to bought those. I haven't been on Arteza to even check to see if I can buy the refills for my markers yet. It's been that long. Because I got these, I wasn't worried about it anymore. Yeah. They say, do they? Are they? I think that's why I don't like them. I think I realized that after. See, I thought they were like an alcohol marker in a small tip. I think that's what it was. And then, are you talking to, oh, you're talking about the watercolor pencils? See, I think these are like these are water-based ink blendables. Yeah. See, I thought they were an alcohol marker in a smaller tip. And they were water-based. So, and I hate watercoloring. So these are a water-based twill. It's called twill marker. Twill marker, water-based. Yep. Them are water-based ones. And then I had so many watercolor pencils that I don't use them, so I didn't buy the Arteza ones. Well, you know how. Yeah, we'll talk. I don't even remember what I paid for them. They're hardly even used. Um, how I ended up with my 120 count markers, and you guys are gonna die. This is when I contacted Arteza to see if I could get a sample of one marker see to test the tip, okay? And they told me they don't give samples out. And I'm like, I call bullshit because I said I just watched a video where you sent all this free product. You can't send me one marker so I can test the tip to see if I want to invest into your markers and then see if I liked it. I said I've been down that road with Spectrum North. Went and bought all pretty much that those they were on some scrapbooking.com. Invested all that money into those markers and I didn't like them. And you have to have 5,000 subscribers before we send you free product. And I'm like, yep. And you know what? The higher I said, yep. And you send these products to a channel that has up teen subscribers who do it unbox and show once and sell it on a local website because you never see them use it again on their channel. So I said, you know what? I use your products on my channel. I may not have I said 1,000 or 5,000, 10,000 subscribers, but you know what? My subscribers do ask me what I use that do watch me, and I'm going to quit telling them. I won't advertise for you anymore. I will not use your product on my channel anymore. And they were like, what? So then I had another person call me or message me and asked me to call him. So I called Arteza, was a gentleman, and explained my situation. And he liked my logic, and I said, why are you sending free product to a channel that sits there and has like tens of thousands of subscribers? They do your product review or unboxing, but you never see them use it again because they are copy brainwashed. I said, I have yet to see this one particular channel who did all your markers, 120 markers that you sent them, and she downplayed your marker compared to Copics, of course, because she likes her Copics, and they are sending her Copics as well. Where I'm on a budget, and I would use yours because I can't afford Copics. You should be going for the crafters that don't have the lots of money or the big sponsors. Why are you going for a channel that's sponsored already? You know, I said, and all I asked for is one marker to be sent to me so I can see if I like the tip. He goes, what color would you like? I said, send me a red. Well, they're refill packs because you can't refill Artezas. That's the downplay about the difference between Copics and Arteza. And they send you can buy a 4-pack of markers. If you use their coupon, it's like $8. So they sent me that 4-pack of markers. Then he gave me a 50% off coupon that he said I had so many days to use. And I'm like, nope, I have to budget myself before I can buy these markers. So I said, can you extend that coupon for a while? And he's like, okay, I can extend it for 3 months. And I'm like, okay. So I saved the money. Came July, they had a 4th of July sale going on. I used the 4th of July sale plus my coupon. I think I only paid $650 for my 120 markers versus the regular price. I just remember thinking, yeah, they don't support. Yeah, that's what I said to him. I use your stuff steady. I never see all these big channels that you send all your free product to ever use it after they do an opening. And I said they probably sell it local. Well, I said, so I told him, I said, I was so mad that I said I was not going to color. I said, I do a lot of coloring on my channel, and I use a lot of your colored pencils on my channel. I said, and at that time I had their colored pencils because I bought their colored pencils. I said, but you know what? I'll go back to my Crayola I buy at Walmart before I will color with your product again on my YouTube channel. I said, because I get asked a lot from the people that watch me what I use. Hello, Mary. I said, so my little group, I said, you may have got 10 sales. You may not get 10 sales from anymore. I said, and 10 sales are better than 0 sales. And I guarantee you're not getting any sales from the big channels anyways. And now they're always out of their, and I don't know if they're American made. Is Arteza American made? I have no idea. But every time I go to buy a marker replacement, they're always out of my color I need. So that's why I was out of skin tones. So that's why I went and just bought a whole set of new markers. And Bima told me about the good deal on, because we just literally had that conversation, and like what, a week later they had a big thing on Amazon, and I did a little quoting to the husband, and he's like, order them, because I didn't have the money. I had to ask Scott, and he's like, just go order them. So I ordered them. Happy wife, happy life is my husband's logic sometimes. Which is a smart logic in his part. I tell him that all the time. Yeah. I just purchased 3 new Delusion stamps. Realized when I ordered a duplicate, but I gave it to Sabrina for her birthday, because I was talking to her the other day, and I was telling her, she's like, I'll buy it. Well, then it was her birthday coming up, so I said, you know what? I'll just give you that stamp for your birthday, because Joann's this past weekend had free shipping, so I took advantage of it. But then I discovered I was an idiot. I didn't. I when I went to order, I didn't look at mine, and I realized I think I clicked on the wrong one when I meant to click on another one, because I'm like, I know I had that one. Why did I click that? So I think I went to click and I accidentally clicked the wrong one, and I did the order and not realized it until after the fact, and I couldn't cancel because I tried. So, because I love my Delusion stamps. They're the only stamps I am buying, because I come to realize I have a cupboard full of stamps, and you'll see that tomorrow, that I went through that I have never touched. And I gotta stay away from D-stashes on people's channels. So the only stamps I try to have a goal to myself, only Delusions, because there's a lot of new ones I want. But I do use you can tell I do. If you look at my Delusions, you can tell I use my Delusion stamps. Instead, I'm addicted to this gal on Etsy. Well, phones to tell me why my cell phone won't charge with a new branded cell phone charger that's Type-C brand. Fiddle around with somewhere. Yeah, some chargers won't charge. If you buy a generic charger, okay. Apple's like that. You have Apple, sometimes you can't use just an everyday charger on an Apple phone. I found that out the hard way. I do got one, though, that actually worked. That's probably what it is, Jennifer. Because I wanted a longer cord for my phone, which is an Apple. And speaking of my granddaughter. Okay, it's in here. I mean, my cord is huge. It's long. The first cord I bought didn't work. So I took it back to Best Buy. And I said to the guy, "Don't work with my phone. It ain't charger." So he asked me what type of phone I have. And I told him. Yep. He said that's why, because it was an Apple product. Yep. Yeah. See. Just like I have a brand new one. Brand new. Ready for this one? I did a no-no on my I should try to sell this actually. My laptop, remember I dumped water on it? So my laptop's fine. So I went to buy a cordless mouse and a keyboard. Brand new. Nothing wrong with it. Paid $20 for it. It won't hook up to my laptop. Forgot to send it back in time, so I'm stuck with it. Cordless keyboard, mouse, brand new. It's in here in a nice box. It works fine. It hooks up to Diamond's laptop. It just wouldn't hook up to mine. You were in Chicago last week? Oh, you weren't that far from me. Yep, brand new. Keyboard dock. Yep, just won't hook up to mine for some reason. I should put that on a local. Have Diamond put that on a local thingy majigger and try to sell that. That's another thing I want for my birthday. On a keyless board, because I wrecked my keyboard when I spilt water on it. I tried to dry it, and I wrecked it. But the laptop still works fine. So I have a plug-in keyboard right now that I use. But I wanted a cordless one where I could just, Yeah, I know. But I don't like that afterpay stuff. I like to pay it up front and be done. I just gotta give my girls some eyeshadow. I think my favorite, other than my markers, craft-wise, is my Truly Art acrylic paint pens. I love these. I have the small size and the big size. Love them. I use them all the time. Oh. Ooh. All right. Put that done. Where's the green? This is the screen. And I'm just going to go over this. Go. Now, I don't know what to tell you, Jen, with our chargers are tricky for phones, especially today's phones. Okay. It is like a minty green. You know what's bad? You just saw me stamp her out. And oops, wrong box. Because I probably have her stamped out. Yep. I guarantee she's in here somewhere. I did this during the pandemic. Sat there and stamped all these out. Yep, right here. There she is. Nope, that's another one. But I sat here and stamped out all my delusion images. And I forget. I put some of these in your box, by the way, Jennifer. Yep, sat fussy cutted them out already. But that box full. This box. Well, this is mainly stickers. Oh. Okay. Fussy cut. This is actually I use a lot though. Because I do have a new goal that use what I already have. I just happen to think I should have checked the box before I stamped her out and I started cutting her. Once in a while, I forget. But when it comes to like the Tim Holtz butterflies and stuff, I not running anything off until I use what I have. And I keep staring at my Tim Holtz wall thinking maybe I should just destash it. It's been hanging for 2 years and I haven't touched it. I would have pulled out my hair. Too much fuss. Oh, I love fussy cutting. Defies asking for fussy cutters to like cut stuff out for hair artist. And I just have to figure out what she wants. I have to message her because if she'll supply me the paper, I'll do it. But I'll sit there and stamp every image I have. And I'll fussy cut. But they would have to buy me the cardstock to do it. And ink. You know what I mean? Like if they send me a pack of paper and a refill for my black ink, I'll sit here and do it for weeks. It's stress relief for me. That's why I said people are like, oh, you got the big, like I have the Brother Scan and Cut. Guess where it is? It sits on behind me because I hate that machine. For the life of me, I hate it. I like the part where I can scan an image and cut it out, but I'm like, I'll just sit here and watch a video and do it and sit here and cut. Now I love my Cricut, because I tell you, I wish I'd invested in the Cricut before the Scan and Cut, because the Cricut was more easy to understand. Yeah, exactly. Um, because I understand the Cricut, this how to do this and this on the Cricut, where on the Brother Scan and Cut, I can't, for some reason, it gives me, I don't know, it's not as self-explanatory as the Cricut. It's the best way I can put the difference in those two machines. And having dyslexia and a learning disability, I'm lucky I can turn on the damn computer. Um, just being honest, that I wish I would have never, because my kid, the only reason I didn't get rid of my Brother Scan and Cut is my kids gave it to me, and I do use it once in a while if I want to cut out images nicer than my fussy cut. But nowadays, Diamond said she's going to take it home and she's going to sit there and take a crack at that machine again. But I had a sale to buy my Cricut, and I raised enough money. I got my Cricut. Diamond wanted, and I wanted a Cricut. And Diamond, she wants this. She uses. Diamond uses my Cricut more than I do. I didn't really either. I made a lot of stuff, and that's how I got the money to buy my Cricut. Is I did a sale and I saved it, and that's how I bought my Cricut. A lot of times, would you see when I do sales? That's how I get a lot of the stuff I buy. I only have for my husband $25 every 2 weeks to spend, because that's how we live paycheck to paycheck. So I can't go out and just spend. So I craft, and I have a lot of lovely ladies that buy from me, and I destash, like I'm destashing right now of stuff I bought thinking I'd use and not used. And I have a hard time, and Bima will tell you that she's come to know me real well. I have a harder time of letting go, because it was in conversation. I had them all out, baked them up already, and then did that. No, I better keep these and put them back. And then I was telling her, she's like, "What are they?" And got them out, showed her. She's like, "Put them in them bucket. You ain't gonna ever use them." Nope. I just got me and Scott's thing from our landlord. This just kills me. Um, he gives us this thing for taxes every year. We don't qualify for it anyways, but he sends it to us anyways. We paid $9,000 a year in rent. Ain't that nuts? $9,000 in rent a year. That's as much as somebody's house payment. A year. That's not including anything. That's not including heat, water, or electricity. That's just rent. $9,000. Scott and I personally do not have to live where we live, okay? We live in a 2-bedroom duplex. We rent here for convenience, because Scott's dad's only 6 houses away. That's why we're still here. Once our son was gone, Scott and I thought about moving, finding a place. Maybe we still didn't want to go in our apartment complex, but finding a cheaper place that wasn't $750 a month. But we wanted to be close to Scott's dad, and my husband sleeps better at night knowing we're 6 houses away from him. And we're on the phone thing now, because when the pandemic happened, we have no assistance. We get no assistance. So we're doing this on, when the pandemic happened, we would have, Scott would go check on his dad, but we wouldn't go in the house. Yeah, I have the Cricut Explorer, I think it is. I don't have the maker. I should have just bought it. It's like $30 more, and I could have got the whole thing, but I didn't. But we purchased this thing where it's a camera in Scott's dad's house. It's in his kitchen. And the outside of his house, we have one. And it's kind of like a security thing. A guy came over, we paid for it and hooked it up where I can go on me and Scott's tablet and we can go look at Scott's dad's house outside and inside the kitchen. And we don't invade his privacy. And but just in case if we don't hear from him, and the angle and the one on the camera we can control where it can go this way a little bit. It's kind of neat where we can move the camera in how it's set up in the kitchen. It'll move it in Scott's dad's house and it'll look in his living room. But and then the other one we put in is in the hallway by the bathroom in his bedroom, but not in his rooms, but close enough where we can kind of angle him a little bit. It's pretty neat. It's only $500. So that we can kind of keep an eye on him that way. But because the thing is if we don't hear from him, if we call him and we don't hear from him, and we give him like within 20 minutes, 30 minutes, I can go on my phone and look him up. $15,912. Wow. That's crazy. So, but that was a security measure. Because my thing is, people, with everything going on in the world, people are going to get desperate. And people target, they know that man's an elderly. Plus, it has a panic alarm on it. So, Dad only has to hit a thing and it'll let me know so I can dial 911. It's a pretty cool setup this company had. And he paid for it. Dad paid for it when we talked about me and Scott were going to pay for it. We were going to take that money we got from the government. And so when we talked to Dad about it, he said he covered the cost. But he's like, well, I want you guys peeking in on me. I said, no, Dad, it's not so about invading your privacy. It's not like every day I'm going to get up and go look in your kitchen or turn the camera on. But if something happens outside your house, it'll let me know. And then I can look, it'll bring it up and like it's like 4 little spots. It's the outside of the camera view from the outside of the house. And then inside it shows a view of them too. So I can see what's going on. We tested it too. It's like the camera cam. I don't remember the name of it, but it's a cool thing. And he understood it. He had to have a smartphone or smart gadgets. It's hooked up to Dad's tablet or his desktop, but it's hooked up to me and Scott's tablets and me and Scott's phones because we got smartphones. But he understood why we wanted it. Scott looks at it more than I do. Because you have a choice what camera you can look. We usually don't look at the ones inside the house. But see, Scott makes contact with his dad every other day, if not daily. There's a daily phone call. And then on the days that Scott's off, he goes down there. Because my father-in-law is 77 years old. He's not a young man anymore. But during the pandemic, Scott didn't want to go in the house because Scott worked through the pandemic. He didn't have that luxury of staying home and draw on unemployment, but he didn't want to give anything to his dad. See, I won't go down by my father-in-law right now because I have a cold. Because, he's very fragile. Like I was telling Bima last night, my father-in-law, he looks like he came out of the concentration camp. That's how fragile looking he is. So I won't go down by him if I'm even got a slight cold. I don't want him to get sick. So, he's not sick himself. And like I said, if he is, he's not going to tell us. Because my father-in-law was ready to go after my mother-in-law passed away. He didn't think he'd still be alive this long. He tells us all the time. My mother-in-law will be gone 12 years. Or 12 years, 10 years, something like that. But this new security system we got for him, because the whole thing is, I said to Scott, and we were talking, people watch neighborhoods. They see an elderly man living alone by himself. There's the place to hit, especially when things in this world we're going through right now. That would be a target, in my opinion, because he lives alone. They watch. They may see Scott here and there, but they can learn Scott's schedule too, because they're just 6 houses away. Does that make sense, or am I just being paranoid? I think I may add some more little greenery. His sister can do it too, because she's hooked up on it too, all the way in Sheboygan. And it's a one-time buy. It wasn't a monthly fee on it either. That was cool too. So it's not like it was every month there was a bill. I laugh because once in a while it'll go off and I hit the button and you can see the cats. My father-in-law feeds the neighborhood strays because he feels bad for cats that are out. He even has Scott build them a little house thing for behind the garage so they can sleep in during the winter. They all know it's there, and you can look on and see the cats come in and eat at the food dish Dad puts out for them. I told Dad it's like watching it. My father-in-law watches out like Africa Cam live feeds and stuff where you can watch all the animals. I told Dad, I said, I was watching your cats last night. He goes, oh, were they here? I'm like, yep. They set up the cam. He never checks it himself. Yeah. He doesn't. We've told him many times. Scott and I are willing to move in with him, but he doesn't want to get. He doesn't want us to have to give up our independence, and he doesn't want to give up his. So, but with. So when I was doing these, I don't know how I came across it. I found it. I'm the one that found it. And I was telling Scott about it. And Scott and I discussed it. And we were like, okay, we're going to talk to Dad about it. We were going to buy it with the first check, that first check we got, stimulus, whatever the hell they call it. That's what we were going to take our money and buy, was this system and give it to Dad. But Dad said no. He didn't want us to do that. So he's the one that paid for it. But he got my lot. He when we talked to him about it at first, he was kind of uneasy because I got this thing and it's this one that makes it from some company to test, and it's just this little thing that it'll go around and it goes boom if somebody goes around your house. Well, then that was before the pandemic happened, and then the pandemic happened. Well, last night there was a guy walking around the neighborhood knocking on doors asking to shovel for money. I was home alone. I gave him $5 because I didn't have any more money, but I called my father-in-law and told my father-in-law, "Don't ring the doorbell." Not saying the guy did anything, but I told Dad, "There's a guy gonna be probably headed your way, ringing the doorbell to see if he could shovel your sidewalk for money. Don't answer the door." Not saying this guy would have maybe, I'm not saying that, but I don't want him to take that chance. I don't, can't. So I watched him, and he went house to house, and then to my father-in-law's. My father-in-law didn't answer though, saying that because I was like, he said they were homeless. They were trying to earn money to get a hotel room for the night, and I'm thinking, why didn't they go to the whole? Okay, that's not. I'm thinking we have a brand new, and I said it to him. Why don't you go up to the road? And I don't know. I've never been homeless. Okay, I don't know how this works. Okay, but we have a brand new homeless shelter here in Ashramana. Brand new. A guy decided to contact us. It's literally maybe 2 miles from me. And I said to the gentleman, I said, "Do you know?" I'm thinking maybe they didn't know about the homeless shelter, the new one. I said, "Do you know about the new homeless shelter on Holgren Way up the road?" He's like, "Yeah." And I'm like, "Okay." I'm thinking, why are you sleeping in a van in this cold weather if you're homeless, if you know about the homeless shelter? He says, "I don't want to follow the rules." That's what his answer to me was. So I don't know what their rules and guidelines are. I have no idea. I don't know. I just donated money to when they did the blanket drive. I gave them money. They did a blanket drive for the new homeless shelter. Yeah. So I don't know how it works, what their rules or whatever he was saying. But I'm thinking it'd be better than sitting in a damn cold car. But that would be my logic. Yeah. Oh, they drug test? No drugs and alcohol? Yeah. See, like I said, I don't know much about them. I've never been in that position, so I've never had to stay at one. That's one thing I have to say. I always had a roof over my head. Might not have a lot of money, but I always had a roof over my head. Most homeless shelters separate couples. Women are in one area, men in another. This might be a reason they don't want to be separated. Yeah, like I said, I don't know. I don't know. Something about I don't want to follow. His answer to me is I don't want to follow their rules. That's all I got. Yeah. So that was his answer. I'm thinking, and it's cold. I think a night away from my girlfriend for one night, I'd be okay with that. That's being warmth. That's but whatever. I gave him $5. That's all I had on me. He was supposed to come back today. Now here's kicker. I said to him, I said, if you come back tomorrow, I said, I will in trouble. I will give you $20. And so I messaged Scott. Matter of fact, I talked to him actually. And I told Scott to get me 20 out, told him I needed. Scott got the money out. The guy never showed up today at all. So he didn't come back to shovel for $20. And Scott says, he don't show up because I have it. He didn't show up today. Scott said he'll do it tomorrow because Scott's off tomorrow. He says he's going to be out $20. Right at the moment, we really can't afford it, but because $300 weekend to our daughter, and they have to pay us back, but we ain't. She asked me tonight, matter of fact, she's like, "Mom, I don't" Diamond made a whopping 20 bucks in tips last night. She was hoping to make at least 50 to 60 bucks to at least give Scott a nice 60 of the 300 they owe us from this past Escalade this weekend. She made a whopping 20 bucks, and I told her to keep it. Me and Scott aren't that desperate that we have to hound our child for the money. Um, so because she stopped here when because I had to watch kids while they did their taxes. She goes, "Mom, I only made $20 last night." And I'm like, and I looked at her like, okay. She goes, was supposed to give you and dad money today. I don't have it. And I said, do you see? I said to her, do we look concerned? She goes, no, but I just want to explain why. And I'm like, you're fine. I said, as long as I have money for Pepsi, I'm good. Because I already did the grocery shop and it paid the bills. I have money for Pepsi. I budget that in every month. I budget my allotment of Pepsi in. So, and if I need be, I could go in our savings. Because we have a savings. We actually have 2 savings. But one we refuse to touch unless really, like this, I told Scott, there wasn't a Saturday when this all occurred, we would have took the money to help Diamond and Sam out of this other savings account we have that we don't touch at all. It's just sitting there. But it was a Saturday, so we had to use. So if we really needed to, we could pull out of that savings, but we don't. There's no need. Poor Diamond and Sam's anniversary weekend flopped. I did ask her. I go, "Did you get some though?" I know the little tiny houses, but yeah. Like I said that here we were talking. There is a plot of land. Me and Scott go over it every day where the old railroad was years ago. It's been open landscape since Scott and I were kids. It doesn't exist anymore. The tracks are gone. Everything's gone from there. It is literally an open field on both sides of this area. And I said, and I even asked our mayor this. I said, why don't we make it a tiny house village? Why isn't that land, like, if the city owns it, it's just sitting there empty? And of course, money, money. Yep, all about the money. This homeless shelter that's down the road from me is a temporary homeless shelter that some guy, I don't know who he is, he's anonymous, asked this building's been empty because all of a sudden when we went down the road, I'm like, what they're putting in that building? Well, then I asked an Ashwaubenon police officer. I said, what's going in the old blah, blah, blah building? He said, a homeless shelter for the winter months only. And I go, oh, wow, that's city's doing that? He goes, no. And I'm like, what? He said, he goes, we don't know who he is. He's it could be a group of people. It could be one guy. I'm not sure. But asked the owner of this building if he could rent to the building. It's not like a typical homeless shelter. It kind of looks like a school gym because it's an open old warehouse kind of concept. They did it looks nice though. They did a lot of work in it because there's a part that's kitchen, a rec area, sleeping quarters, showers, the whole nine. They did it. It's all like temporarily built. It's not a permanent structure. Okay. But this guy did that because he saw I don't know, like I said, I don't know the whole details. But a lot of the items in it was donated by different little, like the bedding and stuff was all donated. I mean, he did that in a matter of a month. And he did that in a month. He got the permits. It's right, and it's literally our Ashwaubenon Police Station, our new baseball complex they have over there, and then this building. But it's only going to be there until spring hits. It's not permanent. He did it to get people through the winter. But other than that, because he doesn't, unless something occurs in between, I don't know. but there was a big blanket drive at the. I was walked to the Quick Trip, the local gas station by me, and they were out there doing a blanket drive, and people were dropping off canned goods and food and blankets and stuff. And I asked the guy, "What's going on?" And he says, "Blanket drive for the new homeless shelter." And I'm like, "Oh, I didn't know." And I said, "Do you accept cash?" And he says, "Yes, we do." So when I cashed out, I got a 20 out and gave him $20 when I walked past them. And what they do with it, I don't know. But we only have one homeless shelter here in Green Bay for the community that, I mean, we're not small, but we're not big either. That, and if the churches, this is what gets me. There's a church that opens one for the winter, and every year people fight it. The neighborhood fights it. They're drug addicts or alcoholics, and not all homeless people are drug addicts or alcoholics. You know, they fight it every year to open that homeless shelter at the churches. This year, nobody fought it. I was surprised. But I think it's because of the situation in our country. I think they all knew better. But yeah, so this one, and it looks nice in it. How they took this kind of warehouse, whatever building, and turned it. There's family sections, and that's why I said I don't, because there's maybe the family section you have to have kids. Maybe that's it. That you have to have children to be able to stay in the family section, I imagine, because they had family sections. But I know one thing, when they showed the pictures, it looked like when you have to evacuate for some reason, and they put cots in gymnasium. There's one spot. There's one area that looked like that. Okay, what do I want to write about this? Oh, I do know what I'm going to do, though. But oh man, I know my nails. Let's see. Tomorrow is my sale, by the way. Oh, I found a stamp I did work. Okay. I'll put that in this slip. Nope. What is happening? Okay. Yep. That's what this guy did. It was a band. It was this plate. I don't even remember what was in it. I asked Scott, because it's like an L-shaped building, kind of on a corner, and it's L-shaped. And you can see on the back side where semis could back up to the big doors. It's been empty for years. I said to Scott, "What was in there?" And he goes, "I don't know. We can't. Neither one of us could remember." And then all of a sudden there was activity in it, because I see it on my way to Dollar Tree or Hobby Lobby. But then I ran. We have community. See, I'm smack dab. I'm in Green Bay, but I'm next to Ashwaubenon. So if I dial 911, usually Ashwaubenon police officers make it to my house faster than Green Bay, because that's how close I am to the Ashwaubenon Police Department. Okay, I'm right on that. And so at the local quick trip up the road, which is probably a block and a half from me, you have Green Bay police officers in there, or Ashwaubenon. So I asked, and I kind of know a couple of the Ashwaubenon police officers, and so, not because I've been in trouble. One of my good friends is an Ashwaubenon police officer, and so I know a couple of the guys, and plus you get to know them when they come in. You're in the quick group. Because I was standing there, I go, oh, want to hear this one? Because the funny part, how I met one of the Ashwaubenon police officers, is I got a phone call, and him and I was getting Scott a coffee, and I'm like, oh, I said, here's my warrant call, and he goes, what? And I was talking to Scott, thinking it was Scott next to me, because I'm doing my cappuccino, and I went, here's my warrant call. And the officer goes, what? And I'm like, oh, I said, I thought you were my husband. He goes, warrant call? I'm like, yeah. And I hit the speaker. And it was this message that I had to contact this number, or they were going to issue, I had a warrant out for my arrest, and they could stop this warrant, blah, 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 blah. Press 1 if you would like to talk to the person. So the officer actually said, let me have that phone. So he actually did it, and he went, uh-huh. He listened to the person. He's like, okay, uh-huh. And, did the whole spiel, and he goes, guess what? You're talking to a police officer. You call the police officer's phone number. I know I don't have a warrant out. Clunk. They've never called again. He goes, we don't call people about warrants. For one, we don't call, he says, for warrants. We just show up, he says to me. What am I doing? Oh, I know what I'm doing. I'm in the wrong spot. That's what I'm doing. I don't know if I'll bad. Come on. I know it's in here. I just have to find it. Yeah, I'm a bad, bad girl. I can be bad. Ask my husband. He'll tell you that. There it is. So Diamond calls me last night. She's like, Mom, I had a mommy moment. And I'm like, what? I actually was ending my video. I had to call her till there's 5 minutes. I was literally at the finishing my mixed video night, what you called. And I get this ring in 2 times. Finally got able to type and see. I asked her, is it a 911 situation? She goes, no, just a mom moment, because that's our code. If it's 911, then I have to end it immediately. I said, well, give me 5 minutes, and I'll call you. So, Allie lost a tooth on Thursday night. She put it under her pillow, okay? She didn't tell Diamond or Sam. Well, then she came here all weekend. So by the time they got home on Sunday, she went to bed. Got up. Her and Diamond and Scott must be thinking about. Sam took a personal day on Monday because they were just all exhausted. Okay, so Diamond, I don't know what Diamond says. I don't know what I was doing, but the Allie comes up and she's crying. And Sam asked her what's wrong. She says to Sam, "Is the tooth fairy real?" And Sam goes, "Of course the tooth fairy's real." Well, he didn't come and give me $1. So Diamond says, Sam got this deer in a headlight moment look, and Diamond comes around the corner. So Diamond says she went, oh, you can't even see that. Diamond goes, quick thinking. I said, well, Diamond said, maybe that's what Diamond said. She did really tell it. She goes, maybe the tooth fairy was confused because he couldn't find you, so that's why he didn't come. Because usually the kids are in bed. So maybe he's still trying to find you. Maybe he'll be here tonight. She goes, I thought. And Allie goes, what do you mean? Well, because you weren't sleeping in your bed Friday, Saturday, almost Sunday. You didn't know where you were. Usually, a tooth fairy comes in a person's sleep, and they kind of need you to be there. Your tooth was there, but you weren't there. And she's like, "Oh, so he'll come tonight?" Yeah. And due to the fact we got home so late, he probably swung in, saw you weren't there, and been fluttering somewhere else. So we should let him know we're home, right? So she's like, "Okay, how do I do that?" Diamond says you just say, tooth fairy, I'm home." So say it, tooth fairy, I'm home 3 times. So Allie went, tooth fairy, I'm home. Tooth fairy, I'm home. So she runs in the house and then she's like, Nana, Nana, the tooth fairy came. But Diamond's like, oh my God. She goes, Sam's like, oh boy, what do I do? Caught in the head. You can't even see the snowflakes. Caught in a headlight moment. Diamond says, leave it to a man going, nope. So I was like, do you think I did good? And I'm like, I think you did awesome, actually. She goes, because this past year, Sam's niece found out, everything's not real. And we had that this past Christmas. We told the kids as long as they firmly believed, and there is a Santa Claus. I said to kids, I believe in Santa. I don't know what Anna's talking about, because they both were crying like the world came to an end. Because she's like, I said, I believe in Santa, and I'm 49 years old almost, or 48. I said, I don't know what Anna's talking about. What got me, as I said to Diamond, how did Anna find out? Anna's only 11. Her mother told her. I said, why would you do that? Let her believe until it's going to come a time when you, of course, but why would you do that? It's not like she heard it at school or anything, because that's how I found out. Why would a parent do that? But that's Sam's sister. Probably get out of buying Christmas then. But yeah. So she goes, Mom, do you think I did good? Do you think she bought it? I told Diamond I think you did awesome. Telling her the tooth fairy was confused because she was at my house all weekend and he didn't know where she was because there was nobody sleeping in her bed. And due to the fact she got home way late, he probably came through and still saw nobody sleeping in her bed. Diamond said they didn't even know Allie lost a tooth. She never told anybody. She didn't even tell Diamond that a tooth fell out. Diamond goes, that didn't help matters either. Me and Sam had no clue she lost a tooth. I said, so she just put it underneath the pillow. She goes, she just put it underneath her pillow. She never told us. We're like, Allie, why didn't you tell Mommy and Daddy you lost a tooth? I wanted to see, this is what she says. I wanted to see if the tooth fairy was real. Yep. Oh, yeah. Sam's sister, yeah. Because I asked Diamond, why would she? But that's Sam's sister. That's how Sam's sister is. I'm like, let a kid be a kid until you can't be a kid no more. But it got out her. Well, basically, she did it so it got her out of having a reasoning why she didn't buy a lot for Christmas. That's what it was. So let's break a kid's heart. Yeah. Let's break a kid's heart because you because there's cases where money gets tight at Christmases, and we all been there. But my logic is, Christmas comes every day, once a year, the same day every year. You start budgeting beforehand. All right, what do I want it for saying on this? Let's see if I got some little cute sayings. I don't know. Let's see. We'll put a saying on this. She had the gall enough to tell Sam and Diamond, because Diamond starts budgeting for Christmas in July. Once she calls it her Christmas July, Diamond will put so much money away, so much from July until she goes Christmas shopping. So the kids have a good Christmas, And she's always done that because she's followed my lead. That's how I started saying. Yeah, there's times, things, and it's not cheap for Christmas anymore. Can't get much for $100. But she told that she had the gall enough. This killed me. To tell Diamond and Sam, could you guys not buy your kids so much at Christmas this year, so I don't have to hear why your kids got more than Anna? I'll be right back. Yeah. And I said to Diamond, what did you say to her? I told her that they were my children, and if I wanted to spend $1,000 at Christmas on my kids, I would. Maybe she should think about being a better parent and not judge. Because she goes, we don't judge her because she's a lot. Like Diamond says, well, we do, but we don't tell her that if she thought more of her child, she could have her child a better Christmas. When you can spend $200, $300 on a boyfriend, but not your own child, that's the type of woman she is. Just saying. But yeah. But you know what? Sam's parents. It's hard to believe that my son-in-law came from this family because he's nothing like him. Sam's parents looked at me and Scott one year and pretty much told us the same thing. Quit spending so much on these kids at Christmas because you're making us look bad. And I looked at them. I said, well, I choose not to go to a casino, and I spend my money on my grandchildren because Eric goes to the casino all the time. She even told me to stop buying at birthdays because they don't buy at birthdays. They don't buy birthday presents for my grandkids. Sam's parents don't. And they only buy for Anna because they only can afford for one. So stop ignoring you. Fabulous called. I answered. If you ran your mouth like your mouth, you'd be in great shape. I'm working. Please call and go away. The only person I trust is me. Even that's questionable. I wish I was that. Is my patience. Of course, I talk to myself. I need an expert advice. Don't talk to me after my coffee either. You look like you need a drink. And they say, I'm sick of people. They're everywhere. This is my favorite one right here. It's one of my favorite sayings from Diane Riley's stamps. I want to I only have her sayings in acrylic like this. I want to get them in the bigger ones, the rubber ones. But here it said, I got these all at Tuesday morning one year. Here's a straw. Suck it up and get over it and move on. It's my new favorite saying. Suck it up. Here's a straw. Suck it up. Get over it and move on. I love that. I'm a bad influence, but damn, I'm fun. I'm not fat. I'm just easy to see. If I known you were coming over, I'd have left the house. That was a good one. Mirror, mirror on the wall. What the frick happened? Gym update? Not there. Cancel my subscription. I don't need your issues. Shut up in color. That's another one of my favorite ones. Shut up in color. Look both ways before crossing a woman. I will never be over the hill. I'm too tired to climb it. It's better to take a risk than miss a moment of magic. Enjoy little things in life. The one day you'll look back and realize they were the big things. That's a good one. You know, you would think that with all your multiple personalities, at least one would be likable. Ooh, I like that one. As long as everything is exactly the way I want, I'm totally flexible. What appears to be the end is usually the start of a new beginning. You can't skip and be happy at the same time. That's another cute one. What's this one say? You are braver than you believe, stronger than you seem, smarter than you think, and love more than you know. I don't like mornings, people, or people morning. Okay, I have to reread this one. I don't like morning, people, or mornings or people. I don't like mornings, people. Oh, I don't like morning people, or mornings or people. Oh, there we go. Let's see. Laugh till you leak. It just makes it funny. Mostly I just sit around all day being fabulous. This is another one of my favorites right here. We are all a little broken, but broken crayons can still color. Life is hard. Your art shouldn't be. Life is a zoo. Never feed the monkeys. I use that one with a picture with my grandkids. My brain has too many tabs open. Ugh, people. Ask my kids. They know everything. I'm a rainbow in a vanilla world. Is that the one you're talking, Bima? I'm a rainbow sprinkle in a vanilla world. I can hardly wait to regret this. You may not have lost your marbles, but there's definitely a hole in that bag. Help. Pretending I'm a pleasant person is exhausting. I can hardly wait to regret this. Life is a zoo. Never feed the monkeys. If it doesn't make you feel fabulous, don't do it. Don't buy it. Don't keep it. I'm a rainbow in a sprinkle world. Laugh till you leak. It just makes you funner. Don't give me an attitude. I already have one. See, some I have repeats, but there was one couple on it that I didn't have. I don't know why she did that at that time. Yep, that's the last one. But I want to get them in this form. It's like this. Because they're a little bit bigger. So, okay, which one do I want to use? Oh, let's see. I went through them all. Okay, let's see. Got a mushroom house, a girl. Let's see. I like you may have lost all your marbles, but there's definitely a hole in the bag. I like that one. I'm going to use that one this time. Let's see. Boom. All right. Oh, boy. How many bottle toppers should you make? What type of bottle toppers? And what are we making bottle toppers for, may I ask? Oh. Dang, I need to go to sleep. But we're having so much fun, Mary. Who needs sleep? Glue Dangles. We don't need sleep. Ask me and Bima. And one day we were up, what was it? She had her grandkids. I couldn't believe she was still up gabbing to me. She just couldn't go. She couldn't fall asleep. So we talked and talked until finally she's like, "I have to go." Sleep is overrated. I couldn't believe I fell asleep how I did tonight. That I literally took a bath. I had such a headache, and I mean, I talked to kids in this thing. I love this restaurant called Made Flower, but you have to have a $25 order or more for them to deliver. So I never get it. I always have to find somebody that wants to eat with me to be delivered, because my meal that I want is General Tso's chicken and lo mein noodles. It's $10. So the Diamond came pick the kids. I talked her into staying, and I said, "I'll buy dinner if you guys stay." So I could get I wanted General Tso's chicken. I was craving it. So we ate dinner. They left here about 7:30. But I had such a headache, so I knew it wasn't from not eating, because I'll get headaches if I don't eat. So I think it's my just damn sinus cold. I think I got a sinus. I told Scott, I don't want to go to the doctor, because if I go to the doctor, they're going to stick that damn probe up my nose for no reason. You know what I mean? Because I know I don't get COVID, but they're going to test me anyways. But I think I got a sinus infection. I think I do. I got a sinus cold, and I just can't kick it. Because I'm not heavy in the chest, because my girlfriend's like, "You sure you don't got bronchitis?" I said, but my chest don't feel heavy. But I was tired. I told them I'm just tired. So I took a bath. I was watching Gloria show all the goodies that she bought from Crafting with the Heart. And I remember ending that video, turned on Court TV, because I'm watching a local case here on that's actually being filmed on Court TV or Law something network, one of the two. So I was watching the highlights from that, because I missed most of it today. Because I was actually watching it live, but I missed a lot of it today, so I was catching up. And I next thing I knew, because I remember like Bima will be coming on with her lunatics, and I don't remember when I fell asleep, because I missed her live, because my butt was sleeping. And of course, now I'm up. I'll be up till probably Scott gets home from work, and it's at 6:30. I'll probably be tired. I'm a 4-hour sleeper, 4.5, maybe 5 if I do sleep. If I sleep solid, I slept solid. The world could have went boom. Yeah, the world could have went boom, and I went to known. It could have been 2022 already. That's how solid I was sleeping, because I didn't hear squawk. I didn't hear my neighbors, nothing. So I slept solid. Or probably because I got a new pillow. I bought myself a new pillow last week. You know what? The one thing somebody should find a good deal on in like bulk is, I'll show you, is these things. Those little foamy things that you dauber foamy thingies. for these little things, dabber thingies, where you buy like a boatload of those, would be the key. I just had to order some for all my Delusion inks. Like I'd get them on sale at Scrap Doctors. I bought a different type this time though. I didn't buy the Tim Holtz ones. Let me see. I bought. Where are you? Right here. Come on, wake up here. I didn't buy the Tim Holtz brand this time. Come on. I bought they are dome foam applicators this time. They got a dome shape instead of flat. They were cheaper for a 10-pack for $5.99. So there were about 2 packs of them, but they were dome shaped instead this time. So I'm hoping we'll see what the difference is. Okay, where is that? Print this. Which print? Put my printer on. Oh, shoot! No. Okay. Oh, that's bigger than I thought it was. I don't want them that big. Okay. Let's print that again. We'll print it this time 5x7. There we go. Wait. I have paper in there for you. Hang on, printer. It's coming. No, we're out of paper. Okay. Excuse me. That's more like it. Thank you. Okay. Oops. Sorry. And I'm gonna go like that. Okay. Can't. It's 14 here. It's supposed to. I don't even know what my temperature is. I haven't looked. What is Tina's temperature? Oh, get off that. Let's see. It is 4:33 a.m. in Wisconsin at the moment. And my temperature is 5. Let's see. What's this? Minus 6. Minus 6. And we are to get, let's see. It's supposed to be sunny today. Ooh, 40% of snow on Saturday. And Thursday. Minus 6. Minus 6. Sunrise. Minus 6. Minus 2. I'd rather snow than a minus weather. I'll tell you that right now. I'll take snow than minus weather. Because when it snows, it's not as cold. We haven't had a major snowstorm here yet, really. We've gotten snow, but it was like a few inches here, a few inches there. But we've got hit with the cold minus temperatures. So I'd rather take the snow. People think I'm crazy when I say that. You may not have lost all your marbles. And 90% chance of rain with light snow tonight. Where are you, Mary? Tennessee, right? Or you're in Indiana? Or no, you're in Tennessee. Yeah, sorry. I just read that though. Yeah. Yeah, Tennessee on the Alabama line. Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Lived in Indiana for about 13 years. I've always lived in Wisconsin. I don't know what it was. I mean, I spent time down in South Carolina, but it wasn't a permanent stay. And a summer, 2.5 months down in Missouri, right outside of St. Louis. I was a nanny. Never did go up in Arch because I was scared of heights. But that's the furthest pretty much I've been away from home. I've always lived in Wisconsin. I went to my uncle's in South Carolina on the Air Force Base. As a matter of fact, I told my Uncle Randy, I can't find because I had an ID, because I had a temporary ID that, from the Air Force. When I lived with him for that couple months, I said, I can't find it. And he goes, that's because I have it. And I'm like, oh. He still has it. He's like, do you want it? I'm like, yeah, I would have scrapbooked it. I'm thinking, why would because see, I'm always been, I've been that person that hangs on to things. I got little boxes full of stupid little concert tickets and stuff like that, And I don't know what, I was talking to him, and I don't know what made me think of it. He goes, no, I have it. It's in he kept it. It's all in his files yet. So he said, if he thinks of it, he's going to get it out and send it to me. It has my picture on it, temporary date from when, I had insurance while I was down there. It was pretty cool. Because it was a bad time in my life, and I didn't want to live with my parents, which were divorced. And I, being a smart ass that I was, said, I want to go live with my Uncle Randy and Aunt Mary. Thinking, and that night my mom made a phone call to my Uncle Randy, and him and my aunt discussed it. And I don't know what they did on their end, but I think they probably got permission or something because he was an Air Force officer. And I went down there for the summer. And I could have stayed there. And came back. Because I was bad point in teenage life. And going down here, I had to go see a counselor and everything. And And it did me good. I will admit, it did me good. I was suicidal also, and I admit, it did me good when I went and stayed with my aunt and uncle. Because my aunt and uncle were around when my parents divorced, so they kind of picked up a lot of slack. I spent a lot of time with them. My uncle was in the Air Force for I think 6 years. Then they got out of the Air Force and couldn't find a job. That he went back in the Air Force. Started from square one. What's pretty cool is he flew President Clinton and President Bush. He's got pictures of them. It's pretty cool. One thing I can say, I met a future president. Does that count? But I met Uncle Randy. Actually met presidents. I think that's pretty cool. Clinton, Bush Jr., not Senior. So that's pretty cool. Because they flew him over Iraq? One of those two countries. That's all I remember. Because my grandma thought that was the coolest thing, that she took a picture, and after he was back home, flew him over there, flew him back, and it was almost 2 months after the fact before my uncle could tell us. And my uncle got permission to send the family, my grandma, a picture of them together, and if it was okay if she put it in the paper. He had to get permission, and they approved it. So there's a picture in one of the local newspapers with both the little township where we grew up of my uncle with the president. I tried suicide several years ago. Therapy helps. Oh, it did. Just as a teenager. I believe in therapy. I think if you need it, go for it. I can tell Diamond that. Nothing wrong with that. It does wonders. Me and Scott have gone to marriage counseling. He had a rough patch. There's nothing embarrassing about it. And it's helped us. I've always wrote in journals. Because, okay. And then I'd burn them every year. I'd do a year's worth just in like tablets. I never bought fancy journals. I'd buy like those little composition books, and I'd write in them. And then once a year, I'd have a burn party, and I'd burn them. I didn't keep them. Because one thing I don't want is, for especially my kids, if I happen to be having that bad day with my kids and I write about them, I don't want my kids to read that in the future. It's when I'm gone. So that's why I burn them. And now, when I did the Diane rivalry class, like here, I can show you a perfect example, Mary. I write still, but I write over where you can't read it. This was me letting frustration out. All this right here, where you see this pink, underneath there is black writing that I wrote what was going on with my life at the moment. And then I wrote over, and I just usually pick one word and I write over it again. You can't read it. You'll never be able to read it. Plus, the way you do it, I learned this from Diane Rivalry, and I took her class. You start one direction, and then the sentence ends, and you don't go back this direction. You go another direction, and you turn your books. So, like, I went across here, and then I ran out of room. So I'd come over here, and I'd write. So now it's not the same direction. So then I finish this way. So then I turn, and I'm back writing over here. And then if I'd come, like, here's a perfect example. I come over this direction. So nobody can read it. It is so messy that it's unreadable. And it's an awesome background for whatever I put. Yep. Very therapeutic. I learned that doing that Diane Rivalry class this past year. And because like this one is a perfect example. And like I did the murder thing with Bima. I wrote about that. Sometimes it's small little things. Sometimes I just art journal because nothing went bad that day, but I want to do something, so I just art journal. This one right here, I don't know. I just remember when I did it. Me and Diamond had a difference in opinion, and I wrote about it, and that's me screaming. Thursday? Woo, yes. So this is me screaming like, "Oh, that child of mine." I shouldn't call Diamond she's my child, but my daughter's 28 years old. And this is Diamond and this is Diamond because I did a 2-page layout that day. And this is my daughter and me still writing. But I asked Diamond, I'm like, "Can you read that?" And she goes, "No." I'm like, "Good, because it's all about you." Yep. Like I said earlier, I have ones like these right here because I point things out to Diamond that I'm like, you need to keep this to pass this on. I have journals that I did through Diane's classes, and that I have to find. I don't know where I put them. I got a box. I want to put all my ones that are done in, but there are certain ones I pointed out to Diamond. I said of everything in my craft room, these right here. There's like 5 of them. She goes, "Yeah." I said, "These I said, "I don't want you to throw away. Because if she throws this away when I'm gone, oh well, okay? It's no big deal. This is for my benefit, not my kids'. But these other ones that I did last year, it's history. There's I the election, about the election, about the pandemic, about, the primary in our state, what happened, because our primary for the election for presidency, they took our voting places and went from having 25 different little places to vote down to 2. Me and Scott didn't get to vote. We would have been in line for 8.5 hours. So we didn't. I have a picture of that in there. I have things that our governor, like I would print things that like when the mask mandate come on, and how the stay at home was informed and all that. I did that journal like that. So it's more of a a history kind of journal. So I told Diamond, I think it'd be good that, see, my great grandkids are like, "Oh, what is this? Nana Massey did this?" And they look back through it and they can see day by day what was going on in 2020. July 92, my daughter too. My daughter was born on the 27th. So, and yeah, and my grandkids too. So there's like 5 of them because I started that in March, and I think I went all the way up to July. And I have them, and they're this size. They're not this size. They're this little diaries that she had. So I had, and I got them all stacked together, and I even got them with a rubber band together, and I don't know where I put them at the moment. But so I told Diamond, those are the ones that I hope I might have put them in a cedar chest. Now that I think about it, because if they're not in my craft room, I probably put them in a cedar chest. I think I did because we moved the cedar chest at Christmas to put our Christmas tree up, and I took the stuff off the top, and I think I put them in a cedar chest because I did a lot in those that I said I want. 24th? Ah, okay. Yeah, my daughter was a month early. Nobody thought I was in having a baby because I was supposed to be due in August, end of August. And they didn't think I had a false labor. the weekend before. And they sent me home. I had my baby. I literally came home from my baby shower, and Diamond's real dad and I were together at the time. Him and my mom left because I lived 30 minutes from where he lived, and my mom worked where he lived. My mom literally left for work and was dropping off Pete. And about 12:30 at night, 1 o'clock, I woke up screaming in so much pain. And my brother came home. He was out drinking. And I told him, I think I'm in labor. And he told me to go back to bed. It was fake because I wasn't technically due till August. So I waited, and I couldn't take it anymore. Then I called my mom. And I told my mom, I said, I ain't lying this time, Mom. And she said she could hear it in my voice. So she came home. And then she started counting, she got there. And I laughed because my brother woke up. I wouldn't go to the hospital because, you're counting a traction. I was having a baby. This baby was coming. She knew it was. And I'll never forget it. My mom talks about it to this day. My mom's like, and the thing is, I was only 10 minutes, not even from the hospital. Okay. So she's like, she called the doctor's office and they're like, yeah, you should come in. And I'm like, I ain't going in. My mom's like, what? I said, I ain't going in yet. She's like, what? I said, I have to finish Days of Our Lives. I wouldn't go until after Days of Our Lives. And then when my brother woke up, he's like, what's wrong with her? And I said, it's called having a baby. He goes, oh my God, you were really in labor? I'm like, yeah. He goes, oh shit, I'm really sorry. Because he thought it was false labor again. Because he told my mom, I told her ass to go to bed. She was in false labor. And he went to bed. He left me. Yeah. But he was kind enough because I got to the hospital and I realized I forgot my pillow. So I called my brother. I'm like, will you bring me my pillow? He brought me my pillow. But the weirdest thing my brother ever had to do for me is I got an infection in my breast after I had my baby, Diamond, and I got meningitis, really bad meningitis. Yeah, I think that's what the name was. They wanted me to pump regardless, but not stand in the shower, get him pumping. I couldn't feed her. I couldn't breastfeed because of this infection. And I'm literally crying in the bathroom because they are so sore. I'm under the shower. I'm wrapped up. I'm out of the shower, sitting in the bathroom, got my loungers in, and my brother's on the outside of the door going, he's hearing me crying. He thought maybe he heard me. He thought I got hurt, so he comes in the bathroom. I'm trying to pump my boob, and you couldn't even touch them. That's how sensitive they were. And he's like, what is wrong? And I said, I can't do it. I can't do it. It hurts so much. And he's like, what do we need to do? And I'll never forget it. I said, I need somebody to help do the pumping. I just couldn't do it. And it was a handheld one, not these electric ones these women got these days. And he's like, okay. He goes, I'll help you. And I remember thinking, my brother is seeing my boobs. But he went and got me a wooden spoon. Got me a wooden spoon, and he hands me the wooden spoon, and he says, bite down on this. But I had to get them going. And my mom happened to come home as my brother is actually doing it. He got him going. All I needed, because the doctor said once I got him going, they'll flow like a river. My mom walked in and she went, what the hell? And I'm crying because I'm in so much pain. because I had a doctor's appointment that day, and my brother brought me to the doctor's appointment. And then they stopped. They didn't continue. We ended up taking me 30 minutes to a different doctor emergency room. I ended up on medication. Yep. But my mom said she remembers walking in the bathroom, and there's my brother with this thing, and he wasn't even looking at me. He had his hand on it, and he's looking away, and he's just pumping. My mom's like, "What the hell is going on?" And my mom told her, she's like, "Stop," because she was, yeah. She told my brother stop because there was blood coming out of my nipples. There was no milk. So we stopped, and she's like, "Yep, we're going to Green Bay." And I'm like, "Why are we going to Green Bay, Mom? We're going to take you down there instead of this quack up here." Yep. So we went to emergency in Green. I ended up in the hospital. Yeah. That was 5 days after Diamond was born. I ended up in the thing is it was so in my body. I could have lost my hearing. I kept on telling my mom, because my mom, like, I said to my mom would go, "Aren't you hearing that baby?" And I'd be like, "What?" It was affecting my whole body. I didn't have no hearing. This infection was messing with my hearing. So I ended up in a hospital for 2 days in a whole different city where my baby's not, because my mom took leave from work to fight this infection. And I'll tell you one thing, having a shot put in your breast is not fun. And then I was put on medication, but yeah. I didn't even chance it with my son because of the history I had. I didn't even go near there. I went right on medication for it. But yeah, I could have killed my baby. Your daughter was delivered by Minnie Mouse. Because if I would have been able to breastfeed her and she actually got what was in my body, she would have got it too. It could have killed Diamond. But he had a whack. See, my doctor, when I had Diamond, my regular doctor was on vacation. So I didn't know the doctor I had to go see. That's the one downfall of living in a small community. Just in one piece. Funny. That's funny. Well, the doctor that delivered my baby really didn't deliver my baby. She just, because she made a remark and it pissed off my grandfather. She's like, "I see that you're single. Are you giving your child up for adoption?" And my grandpa totally came unglued. And so she kind of just stood there while the nurses delivered my child. I think she knew not to cross that man, because my grandpa was I laughed. My grandpa was in the room, but he would not go at the foot end of bed. He was up by my head in a chair, just staring, watching the TV while I gave birth. I'll never forget that. He refused to leave. He had no intentions to staying with me. But once he was there visiting, and he heard that remark from that doctor, he wasn't leaving. That was because I went through hell with Diamond's real father trying to influence me to give up Diamond for adoption. To have a doctor come out and say that. My grandpa thinks she had a family that wanted a child. Well, when Diamond had Allison, they gave Diamond morphine, and it was so funny because she's like, "Mom," and I'm like, "What? Can you grab that German Shepherd?" And I'm like, "What?" I delivered Shane and Answer and pulled them out. And then Alexa's chest. Doctor was golfing and couldn't be bothered. Oh, Jesus. Yeah. Yeah. Doctors don't have that old school, you know what I mean? The old, where they come to your houses and whatever. Remember that? Trying to think of the word and I can't. They don't have that touch anymore. Most came home the next day. Yep. I was in a hospital 2 days with Diamond. 2 days. 2 days with Coda. I think I called her Xavier. Tim always breaks to his friends. I laugh so hard. It's so funny. He'll be like, "Hey, Mom, I'm your favorite child because you didn't have labor with me, right?" And I'm like, "Yep." And I'll look at him, and then he's like, "Cause she didn't bore me." And I'm like, "Not even my real child." And you think, and they're like, "Oh, I'm your favorite child, bit." And I'm like, "None of you are my favorite kids. I don't have a favorite kid. I have favorite grandkids. Y'all lost that once you made me a grandma." She should have kept, shouldn't have had grandchildren. You'd have been my favorite child. But you both, Diamond and Tim, made me grandmother. Oh, man. Sorry. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, I was blowing my nose. Favorite is okay. All right, let's see. I have a favorite. I have a favorite firstborn. I have a favorite oldest. I have a favorite foster. I have a favorite foster daughter. Favorite youngest daughter. Favorite youngest son. What's happening? Yep. I wasn't even. Yeah, I have a favorite. My favorite daughter and my favorite son, and then I'm my favorite foster son. There we go. Grandchildren. I'm my favorite oldest, which is Allie. My favorite boy, which is Coda, and my favorite youngest. Tim's I don't have. I try to explain this. I don't see Tim's children, so I don't have the bond with Tim's children like I do with Diamond's children. Does that make sense? Because he never comes around with them. I'm lucky I see him once, twice a year. Other than that, so I mean, I love them, but it's a difference. Than Diamond's children to Tim's. And Xavier, he has four-legged children. Him and his fiance, they don't want children. They say that now, but who knows? That may change in time. I just have a different relationship with my grandchildren than I do with Tim's children, which are my foster children, foster sons. And I classify Tim. Okay, how do I put Tim? I legally had no paperwork on Tim as a foster child. Okay. His parents kicked him out, or his mom kicked him out. I took him in. I did get assistance, or he did. He got a food stamp card. But I didn't have no guardianship on him or anything because he was he then his parents sent him to his mom sent him to Job Corps. And then when he got kicked out of the Job Corps, he was 17, almost 18 years old. And then I took him in again and got him in school so he could at least graduate high school. And so I call him, it was foster kid. I mean, he was in and out of my house from 15 years old. His mom would throw him out. He'd show up at my house. Oh, you're going to bed? All right, good night, Bima. Yeah, I'm almost done with this. So, but it's easier to say Tim was my foster kid than explain the whole story of how Tim became a part of my life. Diamond discovered his parents were gone. He was eating on peanut butter and sandwiches, living in a house they were evicted from that was breaking in through a window. So he came by me again. Came by us until I could track down his mother. She got charged with abandonment, but I don't know if it ever they followed through on it. I don't know. But yeah, that's when he went in the Job Corps. He was there for almost a year and then got kicked out. Yeah. Tim hasn't had it easy. But he's doing good now. Alrighty. Thank you. Alright. I like always doing highlights in my stuff. I color it and then I cover it. Sometimes the colors do come through though. We'll just do the little handle. Okay. Oh, well, I'm gonna go across here. So there we go. But there's that. And then I just find a spot somewhere and I date it. And usually, if it's just like this, I just go February 2021. There's no significant of the date. So this one is February 2021. We're back here somewhere. Like this one. Let's see. Where can I find one? Like it's actually dated, like say February 14th. But other than that, I usually just go February 2021. Yeah, exactly. He always knew. Well, I must have been. I always say, I must have been the house for kids because Diamond had another friend. His parents threw him out his senior year of high school, and he didn't let anybody know. He was actually sleeping in a homeless shelter, and he missed the time to get to the homeless shelter for the night. So he wouldn't go to this homeless shelter because they had a certain time he had to be there. Well, he missed that time that he came to our house, but he didn't come to the door. He went in our garage and was sleeping in our boat. And I happened to go in the garage. For some reason, he scared the living daylights out of me because he moved. He's lucky he didn't get his ass shot. I tell him that to this day when I see him. But I remember going, Donovan. And he came up and he's like, what? I go, what are you doing? He literally was sleeping in my boat, our boat. And he was embarrassed. He was embarrassed. And I said, get out of the boat and come in the house. So I came in the house. Diamond's sleeping. Xavier's sleeping. Sam's sleeping. Scott's at work. And I'm like, what the hell is going on, kid? And he told me. And I got him in a program, though. I went right to the school with him the next day. Because he had a job. And I had programs because I knew they had programs because Savannah was in a program. Good night, Mary. Diamond's friend Savannah was in a program. As long as she maintained an education and a part-time job, they would help. She would get a free apartment through this program. And I got hold of Savannah's caseworker that I knew about, and the next day, and we met, and within 2 days' time, Donovan had his own place. But here he was. I found out he was sleeping in our boat because if he had to work late at his job, he couldn't go to the homeless shelter. So he'd sneak over and wait till everybody was asleep in the house. And he'd go into my garage, which was never locked, and sleep in our boat. And yeah, he even had a sleeping bag all rolled up, stuff it under the seat where nobody'd see it. And I'm like, how long have you been doing that? He goes, 4 months. And I'm like, Donovan, why didn't you come and talk to me? He was embarrassed. Kids shouldn't have to be like that at 17, 16 years old. 17, because it was him and Diamond's senior year. And I'm like, what is wrong with parents? And they threw him out because he was a teenager, basically. His parents were gone for a weekend, and he threw a party. So you ground him. You take his cell phone away. You take whatever away. You don't throw your kid out because he threw a party. But, yep. I said to Scott, so we must be that house. That family that takes in strays. Or, I'm not saying it. You know what I mean. Because I did tell Scott, if we lived in the country, I'd probably have every stray animal 100-mile radius. Go drop them off on this road by da-da-da-da-da. She'll take care of them. That would be me with the ant. That would be me. But, no. Well, I finished another art journal. I'm so proud. I love doing this. So the new one I'll start is in this one. So that's one. I just had it. I don't know where to put it. I was going to start in this one, but I'm not going to. Why I started this and didn't finish it. So I might finish this one off, but not as an art journal. I might just journal in this one because there's not a lot of space. I like doing the art journal space-wise. So I want to save that. I don't know why I didn't finish this. But this is going to be my new one. I just ordered this, matter of fact. So I went because the other one, what the hell did I put it? Oh, it's down here. This is the same one, not the same one, but this was only March in this. But this one flipped this way. So I liked it, but this type wasn't on sale, and this one was when I went to order. So I went with this one instead this time because it was on sale. So got that, and then I'll be starting now in this one. So I have to break it. Break it. Ready? Break it. And I never use the first page because I don't like how they do it. if I do use the first page, I have to fold it over. But I always break it so that I can get it and use it because it's so stiff. But break it. Every so often you go and just pick and stretch it. Then, first thing I'm going to probably do is the cover. But I'm probably do that later. Been on here 3 hours. Oh yeah. So I'm going to call it a morning. Thank you all for watching. It is 5 o'clock here in Green Bay, Wisconsin, or in Central Standard Time, as I put it. I'm going to be home in an hour. See. He'll be done with work in an hour and 15 minutes. So he'll be home in 2 hours, basically. And I'll probably go back to bed. And digging around today, I found my poem book, or I should say poem book. I was writing down sayings, and I lost this. Couldn't find it. Well, now I found it again, so I'm gonna keep this handy. I like writing down sayings, and then if I want to use them in my art journal, I can go find them. So, just remember tonight at 7 o'clock Central Standard Time is my stamp and die set sale. The highest item I have is $4 or $5. Everything is 3, 2, and 1. But I have 3 or 4 items that are $5. That's it. Good sale to be too. So I hope to see you there. Who knows? You may see me before then. Because you never know. If I can't sleep, I might come back up. Come back on. Oh, and look, I found this one too. I started this one, but I took pages out of it. The things you forget, you start and you forget. Look at January 2019. I don't know. It got behind my cabinet. I had to move out my plastic thing the other day because my whole pen thing went over. And so Scott helped me move it out so I didn't have to empty it. And look, it was behind there. But this one's coming apart, so I'm not going to use it as a book thing. Because look at the pages are coming out. I'm just going to grab them, use them, pulling them out when I needed to. And I'll use them for background because they're ripping out. Yeah. So I hope you all have a good Wednesday. And I hope to see you tonight for the stamp sale. Like I said, you might see me beforehand. Who knows? You might see me in somebody's live video. You never know where I am or I'm watching. And as always, guys, be happy, be kind, be safe, be funny, be crafty. And bye for now, everybody. And good night or good morning, good evening, wherever you may be. Bye. Is that morning? No, 7 p.m. Jennifer. Here, I'll put it in. Stamp in / die sale 7 p.m. Central Standard Time. There we go. There we go. So it'd be like 5 o'clock your time, I believe. So I hope everybody will be there. Thanks for the 10 thumbs up. I hope y'all have a wonderful evening or morning. Or if you're all going to be going to bed, like some probably will. I'll probably be headed back to bed shortly myself. Try to get some decent sleep with the hubs. And I will talk to y'all later. Bye, everybody, and good day. Beep, beep. Bye.